engineers are the toughest crowd to please. We know it because we've ourselves, bought tools and rejected tools in the past, and engineers are not shy when they tell you how bad your product is and why. But the trick is very simple. If you can build a product that engineers like and respect and are genuinely can believe that that product makes their lives easy, for which the product has to have legs. The product has to. There's no tricks or there's no hacks over there. You have to build a great product, quite simply. Once you can convince an engineer, the one thing you can know is you also are building the best growth machine possible, because engineers do not respond to ads. You don't just do Google ads or Facebook ads to get engineers to pay attention to you. But if you can convince an engineer that you built a product that genuinely helps them, they will go and tell 10 other great engineers about it. And the best part about it is when an engineer recommends something to another engineer, the other engineer won't even question it. They'll just closely blind, completely blindly trust the other engineer, because good engineers hang out with other engineers and they recommend products to each other and they go and try. We've done that ourselves in the last 10, 15 years, right? Like as product manager, if I would recommend something to my fellow product managers in Southeast Asia, because of the credibility or reputation we had, they would just blindly go in, like without even doing the assessment, would just start using it. And we wanted to kind of build on top of that existing behavior of referrals, but rather than providing incentives for referral, giving them a product that genuinely helps them. And that's, I think, something that has really helped us since Product Hunt. Because, you mentioned the point about website. It was super important for us, because if you're going to convince designers and engineers that you can build your product using Locofy, then the Locofy product and the Locofy website itself should convince you that we can build ourselves first and foremost. If we can't build a decent website and a decent product ourselves, why can you build a better product using Locofy? And we were very clear about that. And we saw some competitors who'd been in the space, and we were quite frankly shocked by how even the websites did not give us that confidence of, if they can't build their own website, how can you build my website or my product? So building the website was definitely keen, and that was we built that website even before we launched the product, and we sent it to some of our friends and like to our network, and that kind of started going viral even before we launched Locofy. So by the time we launched in early January this year or late December last year, we already had a few hundred people who had signed up. And we started seeing it being shared on like Telegram channels, Twitter, Facebook, which was excellent, which also meant that we're solving a problem that people generally care for. And the first 6 months, we didn't do much. We just kept talking to these folks and making sure they see the value. There was no point charging those customers or those users or promoting it heavily when the product was half baked. And it's still, to some extent, it's still not fully baked, but it's come a long way in this year. We have been iterating almost like as crazy speed as possible. And that's the culture we've always had, and that's what we always intend to do. We listen to our users, we do fast iterations, but we also have a Slack channel. And a lot of our users appreciate the fact that if they get lost somewhere, they can ask us on Slack, and the entire Locofy team is there to help them almost on a real-time basis. So that, I think, the good product plus the good support part really helped. But then I think after Product Hunt, I think things just started like accelerating. So obviously because of Product Hunt, we got like users around the world. I think I mentioned earlier, we have 190 countries, designers and engineers using the product. And Product Hunt was definitely that catalyst. But since then, what has happened is a lot of the days we just wake up and realize there's 1,000 Vietnam engineers who are using a product all of a sudden because someone tweeted about us or someone posted about us on a channel for Vietnamese engineers and hackers with 500,000 engineers on there. Or a Portuguese guy is a designer, from entrepreneur, has 100,000 following on YouTube, made a video about us. Or an influencer on TikTok who's a no-coder, posted about us, and 100,000 people had viewed that video in the first 2 to 3 minutes. Of course, after that, we've reached out to some of these influencers and partnered with them as well, just to understand what works, what doesn't work. But what has really helped is essentially the part that I think we are building a great product. It can always go a long way. These kind of products are not just built in a year. Like products like Figma, for example, took 4 to 5 years to come out of the free plan.
Right.
But at the same time, while we know we have a long way to go, we also know we have convinced the early users that the code quality and what we actually promised, we deliver that. Whatever we don't deliver, we are committed to deliver that with their feedback. And once you can get that entry and convince the best engineers, they will go and tell the whole world. And that has really helped us because we haven't really spent much on any kind of marketing. Whatever marketing it is actually partnerships. And that too, I would say 30% of the tweets or whatever out there are paid partnerships. Everything else is completely random. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're still at the same time still learning because marketing to engineers and selling to engineers is no joke. No matter how much experience you have, there's a lot of
Yes.
learnings along the way.